What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers bench has essentially been a no-show, and that's a big factor for Minnesota. Their bench has been great. Their bench guys have really stepped up and played well for them. You know, Naz Reid, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dante DiVincenzo, like those guys have been huge for a Minnesota team. Where you look at the Lakers, our guys just aren't stepping up from a bench production state, right? Outside of like Jared Vanderbilt's defensive production and just rebounding and hustle, Dorian Finney-Smith and what he can do, you know, being the Swiss Army knife, hit some shots, some big shots too down the stretch. But, you know, overall, their bench has just greatly outperformed ours. And JJ Redick has essentially lost all faith in our bench, so much so that he just went with the same five guys essentially the whole second half. Right? And basically said, no Jackson Hayes, we're just going to go with Dorian Finney-Smith in that place, and just went with their top five guys, which I don't mind. Right, desperate times kind of call for desperate measures. You can't lose this game. They get you up 10, right? You're up 10 going into the fourth quarter, and you lost the game. But I just think, you know, you live and die with that. I get that. But at this point, you're going to have to trust the bench. At this point, you kind of don't have a choice. At this point, you need guys to step up, right? Like, Lakers don't have the luxury of like, oh, let's just play these main five guys, right? Like, Lakers need Gabe Vincent and Jordan Goodwin and Jared Vanderbilt and Dorian Finney-Smith and, you know, whoever else they can get. Dalton Connect, you maybe try to give him a flyer now, right? Like, JJ Redick's going to have to kind of go to some extremes. I understand that he's essentially lost faith in his bench, which I don't blame him, right? Like, again, it's not like guys have shown up. It's not like guys are doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's not like guys are, you know, playing to the level that's necessary for us to win this game. It's kind of hard to go like, well, you know, I got the bench when, you know, I see him getting a lot of flack for just playing his, you know, top five guys, essentially, you know, the whole second half, particularly the whole fourth quarter. But it's like, what is he supposed to do? He can't go to Jackson Hayes. He can't go, like, Gabe Vincent has just been getting bullied off the court, right? Like, yeah, sure, maybe he could play Dalton Connect, but he's our worst defensive player by, like, every metric. And what do you think Minnesota's going to do when they see Dalton Connect out on the basketball court? They're going to go, hoo, 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 right? And they're just going to target him every single possession. Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards are just going to create switches on Dalton Connect every single play down the court. Right. And so now the Lakers have to overcompensate and overhelp for that, which now leads to, it's just, again, the only way Dalton Connect makes sense is if he does get hot, right? Like if he goes and knocks down 5 threes, right? Well, then now that kind of offsets everything else. But it's just, again, like the Lakers, I don't blame JJ for going like, hey, these are my 5 best guys. I'm just going to ride them, right? You get a 10-point lead. After you get the 10-point lead, you ended up guys getting gassed towards the end of the game. But like, you know, sure, could he have maybe like when he started seeing guys tired, right? Like, you know, maybe you go and just trickle some guys in, sure. But the problem is like you're up 10. So if you do that to start the fourth and then you lose the lead immediately, then everyone's going to be like, oh, well, why did you change it? Right? Like, JJ, what are we doing? Right? Like, we had a 10-point lead, right? It just, again, it so happens that at the end, it just didn't work out. Lakers, you know, still had a chance. It still should have won that game, but a couple things just didn't go our way. I don't blame JJ for not wanting to lean on his bench, right? We don't have and Naz Reid and, you know, Dante DiVincenzo coming off the bench, but you kind of don't have a choice, right? Like, because even if you get through this round, right? Let's say you get through, let's say the Lakers pull it off, right? Hightail, get the dub, pull it off, get into the end of the second round, right? By that point, LeBron James and Luka are probably on one leg. They're probably going to be so beat, so gassed because they've been playing 46 minutes a night, right? Like, and it's just, I don't know. You're going to have to find ways, especially like, I understand wanting to play them the whole fourth quarter. Fine. Right, but then you need to find slots and ways to kind of work this out, right? You're going to need to, you know, get them, you know, 4 or 5 minute stints here and there. You know, maybe use more of your timeouts early on, right? Which, you know, could bite you in the behind towards the end of the game, but, you know, you kind of just trust. I don't know. They're going to have to figure some stuff out, but like the bench, look, the bench has to step up, right? Guys need to start hitting shots, need to play with more intensity, need to play with more effort, right? Like, again, Jared Vanderbilt, I love Jared Vanderbilt. I've talked about how you need Jared Vanderbilt to be in there and do that, right? Like, I do think that he should have played more minutes, without a doubt. But, like, he's not giving you anything on the offensive side of things, like, not in the traditional sense, right? He can still impact the offense in several ways. And look, I've even talked about, I think that they should start Jared Vanderbilt, right? Like, JJ is going to need to figure out how to kind of map this out in a way to make it make sense, justify it, and not have the bench kill us. Might not have the bench be essentially our downfall. And so he's going to have to, again, kind of map it out these next few games to where you're going to be able to get LeBron and Luka some rest and kind of just ride everyone else. You know what would also help to get LeBron and Luka some rest? If our starters pick it up, right? Austin Reeves has been a no-show outside of like 3 quarters. We've played 4 games. So he's had 16 quarters. That means 13 of them he's been terrible, right? So again, like, if he starts to step up, if Rui starts to step up and hit shots, now you can get LeBron and Luka some rest. Like last game, LeBron and Luka literally at halftime had all of our points, but I think it was 12. I think the Lakers outside of LeBron and Luka, the rest of the team had 12 points. Like, again, and then you want JJ not to just essentially play those two the whole game? How can he not? No one else is stepping up offensively. No one else is hitting shots. No one else is doing the things necessary to help, take the pressure off of Luka and LeBron. So JJ's looking at it as like, dude, like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to just sit them and not play them? And then now we're down 20? And at that point, I might as well not even bring them in the game? Like it's catch-22. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I don't blame JJ personally for just going with his 5 best guys, right? I mean, you could have made an argument you should have done that, game 3 in the end of the 4th quarter, right? Like, but regardless, at this point, desperate times call for desperate measures type thing. You almost have to experiment. You almost have to throw Shake Milton out there, throw Dalton Connect out there and see if he can catch some flames, right? See if he can catch fire. I wouldn't expect it. Right? I don't expect Dalton Connect to just go out there and hit 10 threes, but look, we've seen him do it. We've seen him have game where, he just is in fuego and doing everything you need. So I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying again, and then it also has to make sense, right? If you go with like a Dalton Connect or you go with like a Shake Milton or something, right? Like, you got to keep in mind, Minnesota is going to target those guys. They're going to go after those guys heavily. So can you kind of offset and balance their defensive limitations and for their offense? Now, if their offense is cooking and going and Shake Milton gives you 18 off the bench or something like that, now we're talking. Now there's some room there. But if he's not, then you're in trouble, right? Now it's a problem. So it's just, again, the Lakers are just in a really tough spot because it's like, the bench hasn't shown up. The bench has been essentially non-existent. To be honest, it's been an issue all season long. We haven't had a great bench all season long. It's been one of our kind of Achilles heels all season long, even before the Luka trade and stuff. But hey, look, at this point, if guys don't step up, it's probably it. You can probably kiss it goodbye. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? And feel what your thoughts? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mix in the middle. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.